For those of you that were able to send me a resume and job description, we'll simulate a recruiter's 6-second resume screen. So I'll put the timer on, we'll do 6 seconds, and then at the end of those 6 seconds, we'll decide whether or not we would move the resume on to the hiring manager.
Liana, can you hear me? That you work for a living, right?
Yeah.
This is Binky. Loves people.
Binky, you're on the air.
I always tell people it's a meeting when Binky's involved. It's a meeting. It's a Zoom meeting.
My name is Liana, and my pronouns are she, hers, and I really love my cats. So, and I'll pass it to, is it Janet?
My name is Janet, and my hobby, funny enough, is actually now my job. My hobby is an aerialist ballet dancer. And I agree with like your cat being your hobby, because Binky would be a hobby, but he's a full-time job.
Thank you. Oh, is it Donal?
Oh, yeah, Longo. Yeah, rhymes with tonal. He, him, and hobby. I like riding bicycles.
Why don't we just go around to Joseph?
Yeah, my current favorite hobby right now is, well, for the past like 5 years, I've just been listening to like sci-fi audiobooks.
My favorite hobby is to watch sports breakdowns, like how teams play and analyze that.
My name is Situ and pronoun is he, and my hobby is watching movie.
Welcome, C2. This is a game prototype, so it's very not formal. It is very raw. I apologize in advance, but I'm so thankful you are here testing this with me. For those of you that were able to send me a resume and job description, I want to go around and just do like a kind of crowdsourcing. We'll simulate a recruiter's 6-second resume screen. So I'll put the timer on, we'll do 6 seconds, and then at the end of those 6 seconds, we'll decide whether or not we would move the resume on to the hiring manager. All right, majority. Right, 6 seconds. All right, thumbs up, thumbs down. We have a majority, 6 seconds. And thumbs up, thumbs down. This one may or may not pass. Maybe let's have like a little bit of a discussion why this one might not continue forward.
From my perspective, I'm given the fact that I've got 6 seconds, I'm looking at the resume, seeing what the jobs are, the skills are, and then trying to look at the job description and skills, cloud computing, problem solving and analytics, efficiency, but it looks like there's a bachelor's degree in computer science. So in my mind, I'm like, is it an engineering job? Is it a programmer job? It's unclear to me what the job title is.
I believe this was a software engineering role.
Okay.
Based on that information, would you change your answer?
I would change my answer.
Well, yeah, I might. Now knowing the job title, I would probably be more inclined.
All right. What's the verdict? Up, down? Don't know? All right, there's some contention here.
Job description, technical field, bachelor's degrees, computer science, and then I look across at the resume and I'm thinking, okay, looks like he's got the technical computer science experience. That looks like an obvious pass to the hiring manager.
I think for me, I couldn't actually see, like I could see that it says bachelor's degree needed. It took me a while to actually notice that this person actually had a master's degree. So if I was going by 6 seconds, I would not have noticed that. I didn't notice it until well after. Other than that, that's why I was kind of sideways, because I could see like, okay, the relevant skills are there. But it seems like, if I was being very strict on a degree, I would have said no. Just in the 6 second pass, this is probably one that if I had the liberty, I would have kept to the side just to look at a little deeper.
Okay. Verdict? Half. So do you want to maybe share why you're in the mid?
Job description is too short.
I should have explained before. So to try and simulate a recruiter's 6 second scan, I only took the top third of each person's resume because that is what would stand out according to eye tracking studies. So I took the top third of your resume, and then I also pulled out the first bullet point from each section that was on the resume. So that's why it might look kind of short.
So I see that there's a requirement of at least 8 years of experience, right? And like since the person has been employed from 2012 and has signed major clients. So basically, I think that is a proven success or fundraising ability. I gave a thumbs up.
Perfect. Alrighty. Any other thoughts around this resume job set?
I would not pass it along because it's a fundraising position and I don't see fundraising anywhere on this resume.
Okay.
Pass it along.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I guess make sure that the fundraising experience is in the first bullet point.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a disconnect between the fundraising and the resume. It was a capital campaign to secure a new warehouse. As I interpret the job description, it's fundraising for a nonprofit, which are two separate and different things.
That's helpful.
It looks like they have plenty of event marketing experience, although I don't see the dates on the job titles. But I imagine it's for around a 4-year period or more. I couldn't tell if they had a bachelor's degree actually. But it seemed like they had plenty of experience, so I'd at least pass that on.
Alrighty.
It seemed like the person had a lot of technical skills, at least the first bullet point in basic qualifications, computer science degree, at a minimum 2 years of relevant experience. Although the person only had 1 year of relevant experience, but has a master's degree. So that would kind of balance out for me the experience to education.
This to me looks like a junior software engineering position. So they require management system, information systems, or elevated 2 years. So it looks like a junior software engineering position. They've worked full-time as a software engineering for at least a year or more in the role from 2022 to 2023. They have a master's in computer science or computer engineering, I guess. And it looks like, is it a bachelor's in electrical and electronics engineering?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was a bachelor's.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, that ties really nicely with the computer engineering. And for a junior software engineering position, that's more than enough, even if they're like missing out on 4 or 5 months of relevant experience.
I agree. In this sense, I think the person has a lot more education than a junior position would necessarily go for. But I think given that the industry has kind of changed, I think that balances out since they have so much education and not the hands-on experience. I think it balances out. So I would have passed it on in that case.
Thanks, Janet. Joseph? Okay. So my trusty Zoom is telling me we have 10 minutes left. I think I would like to kind of hear your thoughts on, was the 6-second thing fun or not? And if it wasn't, what are your thoughts around making this more fun? I think is what I would like to know.
And just as quick background, I'm assuming you're developing an app, or is it an app interface?
Yeah, I'm still figuring it out. I think the idea would be it would be a mobile game, but I wanted to do like a session where we're just going through the mechanics to see if this is even like entertaining at all.
And would it be for job seekers who are going through the exercise of figuring out whether or not they would pass a resume on so that they themselves can learn, should be prioritizing on the resume?
This isn't just for job seekers, but it could be for passive job seekers too. If you're currently working full time, you can do your resume prep on your coffee break and make sure that you're adding your skills to your resume. But then at the same time, you're motivated to review other people's resumes that are within the same field as you. You get feedback on the bullet points that you're crafting for yourself, and other people get feedback on their bullet points.
Is there like a monthly meeting where people sit down and talk kind of like this as well, or is it just the game? And I would like to say that what I did experience definitely made me see my resume in a different light. It made me realize like, oh, like I wrote here, 6 seconds is short. Like, because when you read like 6 seconds, they only have 6 seconds to read your resume. You kind of think, okay, well, 6 seconds, is that a hard 6 seconds or not? But actually going through it and seeing what that 6 seconds feels like in action as you with other people, and then seeing what other people's rejection, like, yes, we're not hiring managers, but seeing other people say yes or no, it really made me realize, like, wow, so this is why your resume needs to be formatted a certain way, why it needs to be short and brief. Like, everything that I read about why a resume needs to be why it is suddenly like slammed into place. Like, I was like, oh, wow.
Yay.
Now I get it. So it was really insightful in that case. I think it would be great to have some kind of session where people do get to talk it out a little bit more after they play the game a little bit, just because I think if other people are having this reaction that I'm having now, like, the next thing I would want to do is like go talk to somebody who deals with like career, like helping people in a career sense. I'm glad we did this on Sunday night because I happen to live the block away from the Pennsylvania Career Network. And now I'm like, I'm going in first thing in the morning because now I get it. So I think that would be really helpful, like some kind of career resource where people sit down a little further after this. I wouldn't necessarily say a resume reboot as a service, but somebody they can talk to next to deal with the shock, because I'm baffled. Like, for every job that my resume actually got somewhere, I'm baffled. And now I understand why the ones where it's not getting somewhere, why it does.
I see you unmuted.
I think just reading through it just shows the importance of how important it is to tailor your resume for the job you're applying to, because the person hiring for, or at least passing the resume along, is going to be pretty fixated on whether or not you're hitting the bullet points that are listed. And if they have a job and they want to be taken seriously, so I don't want their time wasted either. Why waste time with a resume that seems like thrown in? Someone who, like, they didn't even, like, they have it on the third bullet point, or they have the relevant experience all the way at the bottom. You're never going to get to that, it feels like. You're going to get like a third of the way through the page and it's going to get tossed in the bin, it feels like. So yeah, tailoring resumes feels, I felt it in this one. So
Thanks.
Yeah, I would echo everything that's been said so far. It's eye-opening to learn that recruiters are looking at it for 6
Seconds, but still.
You better have put on your resume everything that's obvious and relevant to the job that you're applying for. It's got to scream, I'm qualified.
I've never encountered a resume screaming at me.
It could be part of the gamification. You know the screaming goat toy?
A little
Screaming
bit.
goat. So maybe you work that in there with if somebody pushes the wrong button.
If it's an emphatic yes, I would send it.
Okay. Yeah, I was more thinking in the realms of cats, but you know, we could put goats in.
Hey, go on YouTube and type in screaming goats.
Oh no, I've heard it. It's coming back to me now. Thank you. Nope. Nope.
No, it turned itself off for some reason. I think I'd be really interested to get someone who works in HR who's directly reviewing resumes in these sessions to get, like, maybe after the fact, maybe at the very end, get their opinions on some of the things they saw. We'd have to get someone in here though.
Yeah, I will say I've just been doing my own due diligence of following all the recruiters that I can who are on LinkedIn and reading all of their posts and going to their events. So I'm instilling their principles in my brain every day.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. He said it so much more eloquently than I did. I would love to talk to like a recruiter after this because wow. I think the reaction of actually seeing it, like actually going through it, is a little like shocking. And maybe it's just me because I haven't worked for a year. I think another group that would have a similar like, oh my God reaction would be like the first time job seeker, like the person who's just getting to their first serious job. They might have a similar reaction to like, oh my God, that's what happened.
Thank you all so much for coming, and I'll be sending a survey. If you could just answer the survey, it'll come from Luma. I would appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Nice to meet everybody.
To everybody too.